and welcome to the November edition of the SLVCG Director Showcase. Today's episode is a special one because for the first time on the show, we're sitting down with a directing team. Not just creative partners, but life partners too. This married duo has carved out an incredible space in the world of Second Life, where they blend storytelling, artistry, and emotions in a way that feel both cinematic and deeply personal. Together, they run two YouTube channels, Bay City Studios, where viewers can watch their vlogs covering everything from building, filming, and creating in Second Life, and another that's dedicated to their stunning fantasy machinima film, Namara. Their work captures everything from the beauty of virtual worlds to the complexities of human connection, all through the lens of collaboration and creativity. We'll be talking about how they bring their visions to life, what it's like to direct as a couple, the challenges and the joys of creating in Second Life, and what's next for their growing creative universe. Please welcome to the podcast Feorie Frimon and Gonje Anton.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, guys. How's it going today?
It's good. How are you? Thank you for having us.
Yes, of course. I'm so happy that you guys are here with us and just like celebrating this moment of yourselves, actually, of you. Celebrating
weird.
you.
It's weird. It feels so weird.
Well, don't feel weird. We're all here to do this together. We love you, and we're so excited to have you here and to dive into these questions that we have.
Yeah, let's go.
So the first question is always the same for every showcase, because hearing how someone came across Second Life and what they did before they started making machinima is always intriguing. But this time around, there's actually an extra layer of intrigue because you two are not just a directing team, but you're also married. So not only do we want to know how you found Second Life and what you did on the grid before making machinima, but we kind of also got to know which came first, the Second Life or the marriage, because who doesn't love a good SL love story?
I know we were married before Second Life.
Yeah.
We've been married for 20 years. And we've been in SL for 16 or 17 years, something like that.
Yeah, a long time. I think I have an 18-year-old avatar, I think.
I think we have an 18-year-old avatar somewhere.
Wow.
So
That's a long time. So you were married before you came to Second Life, but you've been in Second Life about almost the same amount of time that you've been married.
yeah, I got
kind of.
Fee into Second Life, or at least I told her about it to check it out. And then we both kind of got involved around the same time. I was going to school at that time for game development, and the professor said, hey, y'all should check out this thing. It's called Second Life. It uses, at the time, it used LSL, was a kind of a, almost like virtual C++, and like, so when you're working on coding, it was very similar. And he said, go into there to like, you can do codes and like see it actually come to life rather than writing a script and just it does something on your computer, like something little, like you can do something in LSL and it like, blows things up or does something fun. And so that's how I learned about it.
I started learning how to Second Life, like in general. I spent probably like my first 6 months at a place called Help People Island. And then I went to a fantasy roleplay region because Gonje and I actually met at a LARP. Like we met doing stories. So naturally, like after I figured out what was going on with Second Life, I was like, well, I'm gonna go roleplay. And so, because it's like computer LARPing kind of. And so, yeah, I found a fantasy sim, and then from there, I spent very many years in Gore RP. So no judgment. But yeah,
I did Gore RP.
I think
well,
everybody had to, right? So I played every single thing you could ever play. And and then I drug him into Gore RP with me because there's never enough guys.
I wasn't far behind you.
Yeah.
I was doing like a vampire thing, and then she's like, come check this out.
Bloodlines, was it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course, everyone's done Bloodlines.
Yeah,
if you're really old
Bloodlines.
School, you've done Bloodline.
Yeah. I've been in Second Life since 2006 or 7, I think it was. So.
Wow.
Yeah, we were
that's
like
a long
2003,
time.
I think. 2003, 2002, something like that.
Yeah.
I've pretty much only done roleplay for the entirety of my Second Life.
So, looking back at Bay City Studios channel, we see that your first 2 videos were ASMR themes, one of which may or may not have put our producer Rizzo to sleep. Was this the vision for your SL Machinima career, soothing ASMR videos, or was this just you testing the waters?
Definitely testing the waters. So that channel, Bay City Studios, started originally as like a heavily Second Life focused channel on the Second Life mainland. So there was a lot of like featurettes on different parts of Second Life that were on the Second Life mainland that you could go and visit and look at, and I tried to make them look appealing so people would go to them. So the ASMR videos were kind of like a offshoot of that. Sometimes I like to role play too, sometimes in Second Life, and sometimes you're just in a really cool place that's really beautiful, and adding a little bit of sound effects to the background with like a looping video is, it's like Second Life Lofi Girl,
Now, while we're super eager to dig into your fantasy film Namara and learn more about that, let's keep the focus on your vlog work for now. We can see that you've covered several topics in your vlogs, everything from sim locations, Second Life real estate, building a business in Second Life, and even interviewing some of the top names in Second Life. In fact, it would probably take an entire showcase just to cover your vlog work alone. And since we don't have that much time, let's highlight 3 topics you cover. First, let's talk about your mainland videos, which start off with the catchy phrase, "Hey mainlanders."
Hey mainlanders. Hey mainlanders. Hey mainlanders.
Before you take us on a soothing tour of the sim, what inspired you to create this series, and how do you go about picking the land you roam?
Oh, this is a great question, because one of my favorite things in Second Life are the pods. They have different stations. I actually got the opportunity to talk to the lady that created them, and so I got this big book of locations, and you just pick one. And normally I'll go and scope out maybe like the first 20 minutes or so. But yeah, I'll just pick a pod and start from the beginning and slow it down to like a level 2, like a 2 speed. So it's super slow.
Uh-huh.
And then I just load everything in. I just load a really, really good main lane experience, because you guys know how it is when you're out there. And then and I'll write it for maybe like an hour or something like that. And then when I'm done, I have this huge video that I'll speed up to half, and then you get to see, I feel like, kind of a real mainland Second Life experience if you had a computer that loaded everything in relatively fast and put some music behind it and, show it off.
Nice. So can you just say for us this catchy phrase?
Hey mainlanders. Hey mainlanders.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Next, you've also done some great content around building a business in Second Life.
Hey everybody, it's Feorie Frimon with Forever Tourist. I'm going to take you guys through a walkthrough of how I use the Engage.
What's been the most eye-opening thing you've learned about business in Second Life that you think everyone should know before they start?
So my really heavy business experience was probably the first half of Second Life. I owned a scandalous furniture store, one of the first, where you could do scandalous things on not beds. So like everything else. Yep.
Okay.
And so
I'm here for it.
that was, remember Gore, right? So
Gore, yes, yeah.
But I haven't had a business like that in many years. But I can say that if you want to start a business in Second Life, I did this interview with the creator behind the Dutchie brand. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but Dutchie in Second Life. Yeah, so her name is Fraljit. I think I said that correctly. And she is so transparent about what her journey's been like and how much money she makes and how much time she spends, and what it's like building a brand. It's incredible interview. So if you ever want to start a business in Second Life, go watch that, because she she just lays it all out there.
Well, you guys heard it here first. Go watch that interview.
Yeah, for sure. We'll give you the link.
Yeah, we'll make sure we link that below in the description. Finally, let's cover the podcast that featured interviews from top SL names such as Strawberry Sing Linden, Mila Vanderbilt, Jackson Red Star, and more. What was that experience like, and who was your most memorable guest?
I have so many stories about.
Don't forget Philip Rosedale.
I know Philip Rosedale is definitely like, if you have a crowning achievement, I would say that Philip Rosedale is definitely top 5. He was really funny because he was like a kid in a candy store, you know, on the main lane. He's like, look, there's a giant donut. Look at that. There's a, you know, and sometimes I think, you know, he's crazy to see the thing that he created. Jackson Red Star, I'll tell the story about. How about this one? He was my first.
Jackson Red Star is amazing, guy.
So and this is why I'm going to tell the story, because you guys know him. So he's my very first interview, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to be so awesome and do these cool interviews, right? And like make a name for myself and be cool. So this guy, he kind of makes wedding videos. Maybe he'll be a cool guy to interview, right? So we do a whole interview. I forgot to record. So we have to do a second interview, right? And I'm trying to like fake it till I make it to the end of this interview, and he's being so kind to me and so gracious to me, and I'm so ridiculous because I'm like a total noob. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is like the first time I've ever done anything like this, and he was so nice. So he's amazing. That's my Jackson Red Star.
He's a great guy.
He's a sweet dude. And he's really talented too. I have a Mila Vanderbilt story.
We love Mila.
I love
Mila's
Mila.
Awesome.
Yeah, you'll see if you ever have a look at the Queen from Namara, I feel like you can definitely see some inspiration there. So.
Yeah, I didn't know if I could mention that,
awesome.
but she's kind of my
Okay,
muse,
good,
so
good.
when I made the queen, I mean, if I'm gonna make a queen, I'm gonna make Mila. Like, that's just how I felt about the situation.
Oh,
So,
hell yeah. That's awesome.
If you ever look at our queen, there's probably some similarities to how Mila looks, because
I can see that.
she was the muse.
I hope you hear this, Mila.
I know.
We're talking to you. We're talking about you. So, having captured so many different sides of Second Life, which type of vlog has been the most personally rewarding for you, and why?
The long-term ones, for sure. For me, most of the short things that you've seen on the Bay City channel or the Bay City Studios channel has been me having to like learn skills. Gonje has a lot more experience in all of this stuff than I do. So I've kind of like, I was trying to explain this to somebody the other day. It's like, if we were going to start an SL store together, I have to know how to use Blender, you know, like it can't just be him. I have to know how to use it too. So a lot of those have been like me trying to get my skills to kind of like where he is. So
I love
the long-term
that, though.
stuff has been good.
Yeah, a lot of the shorts that you see are me challenging Fee to get a certain emotion or a certain type of shot or something across. I got her a book. How long ago, Fee? 2-3 years ago now. Basically, master shots. I mean, it's the classical master shots in any film, and said, okay, you need to do all these master shots in shorts. Like, you need to master these shots and figure how to do them in Second Life, and that's what a lot of them are. So,
and this is a part where we play an echoing drum roll, because now is the part of the interview where we get to focus not only on Namara, but you two working as a team. So we've already been kind of talking about this, working as a team. So what inspired Namara, and where did the concept come from?
So Namara is a tabletop game story that we are putting to machinima. And so, just like if you've ever heard of like Critical Role, and
I have,
they ran these campaigns, and then now like for Prime Video they've been putting them into like animated series. That's what Namara is.
Yeah.
It's our tabletop game story that we are now putting to machinima.
Oh, that's so awesome. I love that. So we're pretty sure that you have one of the longest running machinima stories to date, as Namara just premiered its 30th episode, which is amazing, by the way. The amount of dedication that it takes is unmeasurable. Do you ever feel yourself losing steam or the drive to keep going? And if so, what do you do to pick up that momentum to keep pushing out episode after episode?
That's a good question. So we changed the structure of how we did our episodes originally. So at first, what we were doing was we were putting out a 30-minute episode, like a true anime style episode where it was 30 minutes. And it was taking a really long time to put the total episode out there. And we felt like if you were going to follow a story, it would be hard to continuously follow a story if there were not updates that at least happened semi-regularly. Because sometimes it would be 3 months before we could get a whole 30-minute episode out. So, and you pointed out, how do you keep yourself from losing steam? We would lose steam because I think for me, I don't know about you, Gonje, but for me, like, I need the win of posting it eventually. Like, I have to be able to be like, okay, I'm done with you, video, you're completed. I have to move on to something else. And it gets posted, and now it's done, and I can walk away. So that's when we decided, okay, so let's instead of doing it the way we've been doing it, we'll use our script, we'll film each scene incrementally, and then we'll post each scene. And then when we have a whole 30 minutes episode worth, we'll do like a big epic edit and then post that episode to the channel along with the scenes. So if you ever wanted to see like the best possible Namara experience, you should watch the 30-minute episode.
I'm a little different. Like, I don't do any of this for any views. Like, it's, like, I don't care who watches it. I know that sounds bad, but like, to me, this is me and Fee's, like, one of our ways that we say we love each other.
Aww.
And so I don't really lose steam in that sense. I don't mind waiting, but I do like when people are asking us questions about it. Like, have you thought of this? You've thought of this? And so that is kind of nice that people are like watching it and like curious.
Is there a message or a feeling you want the audience to take away from Namara?
Yeah, I think anytime you make a story, I think you're trying to get somebody to connect to at least one of the characters that are in it, so they can empathize with them, that they can put themselves in their shoes, understand their choices, and in seeing their choices, it allows them to maybe understand themselves a little bit better. And I always think there's that side of anytime we watch shows, like, what would you do there? What would you do in this situation? And especially in Namara, which is taking someone from kind of a modern world like ours and putting them into this fantasy world, like, what would you do? And so while I think a lot of people can kind of step into Rami's shoes, the other characters are there to also kind of be there as for people to connect with as well.
Yeah, I love that.
And then I think another focus that I think is important about Namara is we wanted something that SL viewers could show and play and watch with kids.
I love that. Yeah.
Like, we have a daughter and she is the voice of the character Nina. So that's her voice acting that she gets to do. And then also our lead, who voices Rami,
Lucy Hollyberry, she has a kid. And so she really liked that we try to keep it to where she can sit with her family and watch it as well.
Nice. That's awesome. So what is it like directing as a married couple, and how did you divide roles or creative responsibilities?
I think it happened naturally, right, Gonje? Like, we have different skills. I build the sets. I do a lot of like the animating, and then Gonje does everything that's creative.
One thing for Laws to know, which I think is really funny, is in real life, when we do real theater, like a real play production, which we've done many times as Fee and Gonje in real life, I build the sets and she does the costuming.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And so it's just kind of funny that when we get to SL, it flip-flops. But yeah, we break up the work pretty well, I think.
Yep.
Do you find your creative chemistry stronger because you shared a personal relationship, or does that sometimes make collaboration trickier?
definitely better, I think.
Yeah. I have gotten mad at Fee once. She got in big trouble for this. So there is it's like a 2-second blip in one of the scenes where it's just a pan by some peasants that are in a city, that she did the costumes and the avatars because I think I was busy or something. So she went ahead and did it so she could film it. And I didn't know it. I didn't approve it. And there's a big part of our world that the nobility and royalty have long hair, and if you are not that, you need to have short hair as a female. And the peasant that she showed had long hair, and I was like, you cannot do that. Like
We'll insert the clip here.
Yeah, insert clip.
Well, we're about to get into another question that kind of ties into upset, being upset. A regular partnership sometimes does come with its headbutting moments. So even me and Rizzo have our moments where we grr at each other, and then we have to step away and come back, But to add on the layer you two have with also being married, how do you handle creative disagreements? And who usually wins those debates? Happy wife, happy life, maybe?
Nope. Gonje has final say. He's final say. He has final say on the cut that gets posted to YouTube, and he has final say on the creative direction. Because you can't have two hens. There are two roosters in the hen house.
That's true. That's true.
And obviously he does a better job of remembering all the details, right? So he can be in charge. That's fine with me.
Okay, so this next question you both have to answer, and you're not allowed to help each other out. So like I said, we're going to put a little imaginary wall between you guys, and we'll twist the rules of life etiquette up and let the man go first for this one. What do you think each of you brings to the partnership that makes your projects work?
My answer is really simple. I could never, ever in a million years do this without Fee. I wouldn't even attempt it. It's not a joke. Aww. I would not attempt to make the machinima. I wouldn't even know, the half that she does, I can never do. It's not that I don't want to do it. It's I just can't do it. I wouldn't do it. And so it would not exist without her.
And likewise, he's our creative director. He helps, finalize the vision that goes out. He writes the scripts. He helps me make the world that, manifest it from script to Second Life. So I think we complement each other really well.
You guys are like relationship goals.
Oh. Thanks. Yay.
So normally we ask our guests to give advice for up-and-coming SL directors, but this time around we're going to go a different route. Since you work together as a team, what advice would you give to other couples or creative partners who want to start telling stories in Second Life?
Just do it. Start with the script. Go scene for scene. Just do it. And it's true. After you go back and you look at the first one you did 2 years ago, you're going to be like, oh, cringe. It was so horrible. But, that's okay. Everybody will stick with you the whole time. And before you know it, you'll have 20 scenes and then people can binge watch your whole show,
I think if you go into it as a couple and you're like, okay, we're going to do this venture, you have to go into it knowing it's a hobby and knowing that you do it for each other, and that's okay because it's what we love and it's our hobby. But if you're trying to count lindens to do a project, I think that could be a difficult scenario between two people.
What if there's friction or there's some butting heads within this video making? What kind of advice do you give for that?
You guys got to decide who has final say. I'm very lucky. Gonje listens to me and most of the time will meet me in the middle.
So what's in the future for the Namara directing duo? Are we working on anything exciting you'd like to share with the audience today, or will you just keep us guessing?
I think we have an episode that we're about to release, a compacted, basically we take many parts, 5 or 6 parts, we compacted into an episode. That will be coming out. We're actually working on our next series of parts that will actually be done with the next episode fairly quickly.
Now for our last question, which is one of my favorites, our producer Rizzo has taken the time after popping some popcorn and grabbing a big cold drink to go through all of your videos. And you may ask why. Well, because he just loves hunting through the director's videos so that he can narrow down that one video out of all of them that he just has to know more about. And the video he chose for you was one he felt he could relate to the most, which was your Namara outtakes video.
The few of us that think that the terms of millennia know that we are in one of... Oh my God. Hold on, let me back up. The few of us that think in terms of millennia know that we are at a precipice. Sheesh. How much is the be evil lich right now? Chill out.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Are mistakes like this common?
So common. So when we have our voice actors send their stuff in, at first they were very formal about it. Like they would only send like one line and it'd be like 3 different versions of that line and there'd be all these files. But now I get one audio clip and I get all of like the cussing in between, the laughing, the weird sounds. Like they're so funny to use during edits.
This has been such an inspiring conversation, and it's amazing to see how 2 people can merge their talents and their lives to create such an incredible story. You both really are a masterclass in how far imagination can go inside Second Life. And we are waiting for those masterclasses very, very soon, Gonje and Feorie.
Aw, thanks.
And thank you to everyone who joined us today. If you haven't seen their work yet, please make sure to check out both of their YouTube channels, which will be linked below in the description. Join us next month where we'll have another amazing director to showcase for you. See you there.